Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's going to be a bit of a mixed bag here. Obviously everyone always likes the holds or sells section, so I'll go over that quickly. It's a funny week, obviously with Origin coming up. I'll briefly talk about it, but there's nothing too exciting there, so I don't want to harp on about it. But yeah, people like to see it, so I will briefly get into it. I'll also talk about the ideal teams for round 12, 15, 18, like the players you should be targeting there. Not so much targeting, I guess, because we already had that video, but yeah, just what the ideal teams look like and how you can get close to achieving that. I'll show you my team set up for round 12. I'll talk about looping a little bit. Yeah, that's about it. I'll discuss my trades and stuff, but yeah, just a bit of a mixed bag. Not sure where this video will go, not sure how long it will be, but yeah, stay tuned for the ride. Also just wanted to say a quick thank you for 100 subscribers. I was meant to say it a couple of weeks ago, but just, yeah, completely forgot. We're up to about 125 now or so, which is really good. So yeah, really appreciate the support. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy my videos. I post almost daily. This will be my second one for the day. So yeah, there's heaps of content out there. Yeah, it really helps the channel. I'm just trying to see where this thing goes. If you've got any constructive criticism, just let me know, because still learning. Been here for about 2.5 weeks, so heaps to improve on. So yeah, any advice or feedback is good for me. So thanks heaps, guys. We'll get into it. So yeah, a lot of the questions will be around Origin players. Longy from the Casual Athletes given me permission to use this screenshot. I'm not going to harp too much on about which Origin guys you should sell. The only really one I'll talk about is Nathan Cleary. Yeah, go check out this video from the Casual Athlete. I'll leave his link in the description. I can't imagine you've stumbled onto my channel and not visited his before, but yeah, shout out for him if you need. He's a really good member of the community. So yeah, he's got a really good video he posted today talking about the friendly buy schedules for Origin players versus the not so friendly buy schedules. So yeah, check that one out. That pretty much gives you all the info you need just in this little screenshot here anyway. The only caveat I would say is the Panthers probably have a not so friendly buy schedule now, just because Ivan Cleary has come out and said they won't be playing in round 16 against the Warriors in New Zealand. So yeah, there's just an extra game you're going to miss there, which is why Cleary is such a big sell this week. But yeah, the rest of it is as per expected. No one else has said they're not backing up. The other bit of news we got today is Terrell May is not going to be named in the first Origin, which is just absolutely fucking ludicrous. But yeah, that's Laurie Daly for you. So yeah, there's always players you don't expect to make it, and there's always players you expect to make it that don't. So yeah, it's something to keep in mind. We've harped on about it. But yeah, Terrell May is not playing Origin 1. Don't know if that means he'll play Origin 2 or 3. The Tigers only play in round 18, so they have a bye in round 12 and 15. So that doesn't change too much unless he misses round 3, game 3 as well. So yeah, doesn't change much, but I guess if he does play round 18, it's another number you don't have to think about, and a captaincy option, which reduces Tarpany's value a little bit. But I'm still getting Tarpany in. It is much for muchness. But yeah, that's just another number you have in round 18 potentially, so something to think about moving forward. But no one's really targeting their round 18 teams now anyway. But yeah, check out that video. That'll tell you all you need to know, which is why I don't have to harp on about this section too much. I just want to release content other people haven't released, so you have a fresh perspective. And yeah, since that video has already been made, I don't really need to talk about that stuff too much. So yeah, I'll go off the who's not list because there's nothing too else exciting apart from that. Matty Nicholson, easy trade. He's out 12 weeks. Toby Couchman, he'll miss about 3 weeks. I am a bit cautious he will get injured again, but he's someone you'll look to bring back in round 15. So my advice there would be, if you have like less than, say, 18 trades or something similar to that coming into the round, I'd just hold on to him. You want him for the round 15 bye anyway. Like round 15 game, he has a bye in round 12, so you're always expecting him to miss next week. So he's really only losing 2 games of value. So you miss the Broncos game, you miss the Newcastle game, and then he'll be back by all accounts for round 14, and then he plays round 15 and 18. So yeah, if you have less than 18 trades, I'd hold. If you have more, I'd say just get him out unless you have other pressing issues. Like if you had all 3 of Nicholson, Marzu, and Couchman, you can probably hold him. Yeah, that's my advice. If you've got heaps of trades, now's the time to use them. So you want to play a bit of catch up, and you know a lot of people will be holding on to them just because they have to. So yeah, it's a bit of a luxury trade if you have heaps, but otherwise just hold on to them. Isaiah Yeo, yeah. So much to my point before, they're going to miss round 16, which is just another game they're going to miss now. So they'll miss round 11, which is this round, round 15, 16, and 18, and then he backs up in 13 and 19. So, yeah, he's an easy trade out. Misses 4 the next 8 weeks, backing up in 2 of those as well. So, and yeah, in round 13 and 19, you can only play 3 mids anyway. So chances are you have May and then Haas who's backing up, maybe a Horsburgh or a Max King, AFB, whoever you're bringing in. So you already have 3 mids. So you're actually not losing too much value because you'd have to not play one of them anyway. So, and they're all 50 plus scorers. So yeah, you're really only losing 10 points of value in round 13 and 19 anyway. Obviously, Max King has a bye actually, but yeah, chances are you have 3 other mids that are all averaging 50 plus. So you're not losing much there. So yeah, he's an easy trade out. Apart from the injured guys, he's my favorite Origin guy to trade out. Marzu, yeah, he can go. I don't know how long he's missing in the end. I think it's 4+ weeks. So that alone is a trade, but also he has looked terrible the last couple of weeks. There's talks of them getting Dom Young, who could steal a spot if that eventuates. I don't know what the latest there is. Yeah, so he could lose a spot. Re-injury rate, he misses 4 weeks. We kept him for the bye schedule. He was a fringe keeper, so yeah, easy one to sell out. I'm surprised that's not higher, but I guess the other 3 are all way higher owned. Nathan Cleary, same as Yo, obviously. He's missing those major buys. He does have a lower break even, so he will make a bit of money when he comes back in round 13, but like let's say you miss out on 50k, like who cares? Chances are you have at least 2 halves in round 13 as well. Most people's second half will be Hugo Savala, so yeah, he'll score 30 or 35 in that round. So you're probably losing like 30 to 40 points there. So it's a bit bigger than Yo's, which I think is why less people are trading him. But it's the same breath. Like you're not losing his whole 65 or 70 points. You're losing his points offset by whatever Hugo Savala scores or whoever your second half is. So yeah, you're really not missing much. He misses 4 out of 8 weeks. He's such a high price, so it will allow you to make so many better trades coming into round 11, round 12. So you can really improve your buy schedule team. So yeah, he's an easy trade out for me. Probably the same breath as Toby Couchman. If you do have less than say 18 trades, that's just a rough number, by the way. You know, to be set on that. Yeah, if you have less than 18 trades or so, I'd probably keep him just because you don't want to burn through them because you're obviously using 2 to get him back in. But yeah, I don't think you're missing much if you do trade him out. And yeah, I think he's just a fraction below Yo, but I'd be trading him out for sure. And I am also trading him out. Now, Mazelis, yeah, that's the same as last week. Hubner, he's not playing round 12, obviously, so you can probably look to trade him out. He's back at lock, like he played lock last week. 46 minutes is really good. 31's on the lower end of his spectrum for scores. I'm sure he'll average close to 40, somewhere between 35 and 40, which is where his break-even is anyway. So you can get rid of him. If it strengthens your numbers for round 12, then it makes total sense. Again, this is a round to buy guns, not mid-rangers, so I'd be getting rid of like your Yo's, Cleary's, Couchman's, Nicholson's before him, so it's a bit of a luxury one. The only real guys you could trade him to that help are like a Jacob Saifidi, Reed Marnie type price point. So yeah, that isn't ideal compared to who everyone else is going to be bringing in, so that's my only caveat there. But yeah, I think in ordinary circumstances, this is probably the week you would trade him because he looks to have peaked or close to. But yeah, again, I'd be targeting guns over mid-rangers, so I don't know if this week is the right week. Kalen Ponga, yeah, what a disaster he's been. I'd probably wait a week because in his form and the Knights' form, is he really going to play Origin? His break-even's probably around 50 because this isn't entirely accurate. So he's not going to lose too much money, assuming he doesn't pump out another 20. He's priced at 38 now, which is crazy. If he misses Origin, everyone's going to pick him up next week. So do you really want to miss out on that? I just keep him this week, and then you can decide what to do with him next week. The same as I said, I wouldn't buy any fringe Origin guys. I also wouldn't sell any this week. So that goes for Kalen Ponga, Corey Horsburgh. I'd just be keeping him, see what happens. Even potentially Connor Watson in that same breath, even though he's more likely to make it. But yeah, like what's the harm in leaving him for another week unless you already have 3 other set trades you want to make next week? Yeah, I'd just hold on to him personally. You're not going to miss out on too much and you'll get more of an idea. I can't imagine he misses Origin. Like they don't really have a backup. They'd have to probably move Hammer to fullback and then, I don't know, like a Rob Toyer into the centres, which doesn't really align. But yeah, again, just wait a week and see what happens. Like Terrell May's not playing Origin, so who bloody knows what's going on. Tommy Jenkins, yeah, I'd probably keep him for round 12. He hasn't set the world on fire. I actually don't even know where his name this week. I don't know if it's on the bench or not, but keep him for another week. He scored decent off the bench last week. Yeah, just keep him for round 12 and deal with him after that. Tamale, again, he's playing round 12. I've got him in my team. He has peaked in price or thereabouts. So in ordinary circumstances, again, he's definitely a trade. But you probably want to keep him for round 12 unless somehow you have like 4+ winger fullbacks. But then I don't know if your centres are full. So yeah, if you have 5 centres and winger fullbacks for next week, so 2 centres, 3 winger fullbacks, potentially trade him. But I'm using him as a loop option next week, which I'll get into in a sec. But if you have a Yongi as well or someone shit like that, like you may as well loop him next week if you can, which is going to add great value to your side because you can choose effectively whichever one's better, assuming like Yongi plays first, I think. So if he scores a 30, you can loop Tamale in. And then if Yongi scores well, then you can just trade Tamale out since you're not using him. So yeah, I've got 2 trades planned, or 2 players I'm trading out for potentially 5 or 6 players next week, like options based on mid-round results. So yeah, I've got heaps of loop options next week, and I'd recommend you do the same. Corey Horsburgh, again, yeah, I wouldn't trade him a week out from Origin. See if he's named. Paul Alamotti, don't know why he's popular. I don't know. Only 1% trading him out, but I don't even know what teams he'd be in. Jesse Arthurs, yeah, he can go. Jai Gray, yeah, I'd probably... Oh, they don't play round 12, so yeah, he can probably go as well. And Jacob Preston, yeah. Honestly, he was a trade last week, but if you've kept him for a week, may as well just keep him, hey? But again, if you need round 12 cover, that's all good. But yeah, not a very exciting team. It's full of injured or Origin players. Hopefully there's not as many injuries this week. But yeah, I'll get into my trades before I get into the ideal round 12, 15, 18 teams. Talked about this a few times. So Yo and Hosking and Cleary for Tarpany are definitely locked in, which gives me heaps of coin. Greg Marzu to Fletcher Sharp. I'm all over the place. I don't know if I want Sharp. I'm considering Herbie Farnworth now. The benefit to having Sharp, to getting Sharp, means I can loop Tamale and Iongi next week, which is perfect. But it means I have to play Kartonga at edge, so his score is locked in. And I think that's fine. Like he'll probably score a 40, but he does have a shit game in him, and I'm a bit worried about that. If I get Herbie instead, it means the reason I want to do that is because I think one of Tedesco or Kiraz, if not both, will miss out on Origin, and I'm really excited to get one of those, especially Kiraz. So I don't really want to get Fletcher Sharp in this week and then miss out on the chance to get one of those two, because they both play round 12, 15 and 18, whereas Fletcher Sharp only plays 12 and 15. But it just means I won't be able to loop Tamale or Iongi unless I get... actually, no, if I get Fletcher Sharp... If I get Kiraz or Tedesco, I can loop one of those. But I also had another trade planned. It would be for Munster. So Munster to Kiraz or Tedesco. But I also had a plan for midweek to go Munster to Fogarty because Raiders playing the last game. And if Savala scored like a 20 or something, I could loop him. But if I lock in Kiraz or Tedesco next week, it means I have to play Savala. So yeah, it's all over the place. It's a bit hard to explain just talking without visuals, so I get that. I will have another video out probably tomorrow talking about my final trades before the round. Yeah, like I have so many loop options and so many moving parts, which will happen after this round and throughout next round as well. So you always have to be on the fly. But I just recommend like thinking about these sorts of things. I've heard everyone talking about just getting to 13 and being done with it. Yeah, it's not even just about getting 13. It's about having loop options, but it's also about the quality of that 13 as well. So that's what we'll get into now. Nice little segue there. So yeah, I'll move this out of the way. Okay, that is not fully moving. Anywho, yeah. So this is like the ideal teams for round 12, 15 and 18. So we'll go into round 12. It's color-coded. Hopefully that makes it easier, but also harder in the same breath. So in red, it's teams that are only playing, players that are only playing in round 12. In green, it's teams that are playing in round 12 and 15. Yellow, it's 12 and 18, so that's just the Raiders guys. And then blue is playing all three major bye rounds. So yeah, this isn't necessarily like a set list of the ideal, like the best 13. It's just based on season averages. So obviously Hosking's probably going to average more than 48 from here on out, and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know, like there's other guys who are probably going to score less or more. But yeah, it's just based on their season average, so it takes out any like pessimism or optimism, I guess. But yeah, so with the best 13 currently, you're looking at 785.2 points is what effectively the best score will be next week, assuming everyone just hits their average exactly. So yeah, that's like obviously lower than a lot of other rounds because you're only playing 13 rather than 17. Yeah, that's just what the ideal team looks like. So you can see my team. Green means they're in my team. Yellow means I'm trading them in next week. And red just means they're not playing at all. So yeah, that trade would be Horsburgh to Max King. And with those guys, Tarpany is captain. That gives me 688.9 points. So I'm less than 100 points away from the benchmark, which is really solid. I think that would be a really quality score in round 12. Obviously, not everyone's going to have, like, no one's going to have all 13 guns. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll have 8 out of the 13 ideal players, which is really solid, and probably 9 because I'll be trading Munster for someone else. So yeah, 9 out of 13 is really good. I expect to fly up the ranks next week, and I'll also have 2 loop options effectively, so my score should even improve on that, which is really solid. So I'm probably about effectively like 50 to 70 points away from the ideal team, which is really solid. So I'd recommend looking at your team, seeing how far away you are from that, seeing what your expected score is, because yeah, it's not just about getting to 13 players, it's about the quality of that 13 and also giving yourself loop options to maximize that score as well. So yeah, as you can see, Yongi currently is the only player on my interchange, so he can be looped. And the way to do that is just, I put Scott Drinkwater in for Tamale, so then effectively Yongi and Tamale are on my bench, and then I can choose whichever one I want out of those two. If Yongi scores shit, I'll move up Tamale, and if not, I'll just leave it as is if Yongi goes well. So yeah, that makes my life easy. I expect to go really well next week. So round 15, like all 3 major bye rounds are pretty similar in terms of what you can expect from them. There's a lot more quality on the bench in some weeks. Round 18 to me looked a lot weaker. Like you have Starling and Marnie as like your best hookers available because there's just no one else. So I guess that adds a bit more value to Reid Marnie if you expect him to average 50 plus. Like he's going to be the best hooker in round 18 as well as good bye coverage. But yeah, it's just something to think about. All these guys on the bench, obviously not playing them, but they're just like the next closest in each of their positions. There's a few Origin guys down the bottom like Horsburgh, Tedesco, Fermor, Preston, who I would expect to make Origin, but who are fringe Origin guys because I don't expect Tedesco to make it. But yeah, apart from that, like that's the score you should expect if you had 13 guns. So as long as you're not too far off the mark, then yeah, you should be sitting in a really good spot. I'd say a par score for round 13 would be about 650-ish, because you'd expect a few guys to exceed their averages against depleted teams. So yeah, I think if you're above 650 for round 12, then you're in a really good spot. I didn't do my current team in round 15 and 18 just because I'm going to be making 5-6 trades before then, so my current team looks nothing like what it will. But yeah, to see how close you are to them, plan your trades ahead during this week. I've got my trades for next week locked in and stuff that I'm going to be doing on the fly. So yeah, just make sure you have a plan for the next couple of weeks. Don't just think about round 11 because yeah, it's such a pivotal round for buy planning, and yeah, there'll always be stuff that gets thrown into the mix like injuries, suspensions, team changes and stuff. But yeah, as long as you're close to the mark, I think you'll be in a really good spot. So yeah, that's it. Just a bit of a mixed bag for me today, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.